Namaskaram and howdy, y'all. Sorry I'm a bit congested, but I wanted to give you a little glimpse into what it's like being a stag solo guy in places where like people mingle, aka most of the time this is bars, right? Let's just be honest. There's other venues and places, but I don't even consider myself like in the dating market or scene. Um, I've given up on dating relationships after the bad ex experience that I've talked frequently about. Um, I mean, she did a number. Like, she brought me to a dark, dark place. I allowed that to happen, which the silver lining is it really made me wake up and say, man, you got some unhealthy behaviors and patterns to work on. That's stem a lot from your childhood. So I'm thankful for that. I am. But man, it was so unnecessary to take the route that she did. I mean, the betrayal, the deception, the lies, the gaslighting, the blame shifting, the stonewalling and ghosting, you know, treating like you're worse than trash, just need to be eradicated. And then moving on even before, the smoldering ashes are stuffed out while the fire's still going, just moving on to a new flame, and I say new because it's not new. And I see this so much with in the dating world, period. And I know this men and women we're all problematic, but I'm talking about my perspective as a man and what I'm seeing with women. And I just don't like what I'm seeing. And I mean, even my ex, it's killed. The bad ex has just killed the idea of a healthy relationship for me. And it's after several of these kinds of women that I've been with. Again, there's a pattern that I need to work on. And I hope all of you out there, man or woman, are working on your own unhealthy patterns, your own unhealthy conceptions of your self-worth and your worth in a relationship or to other people, right? That's why I'm making these videos. I really want a lot of you to also get down into it, right? Now or never. And but I mean, she even killed the idea of me like more and more like wanting to have even be a single dad where I adopt on my own or find a surrogate mother. Like, I'm just giving up on that just with what I'm seeing like left and right more and more and hearing from other people. I'm like, no, like even raising kids in this world, it's just like yeah, but like, it's there's a lot of women out there who are now there's this like you deserve Prince Charming kind of complex. So they're looking for these guys that are 10 or a 9 out of 10. And the rest of us are pretty much fucked, right? So these guys, they're good looking, they're charming, they're successful financially, professionally, probably tall too, we'll throw that in there. And they might do like fun things like take a lot of trips, go to Bali, Maldives, and like scuba dive or have a pilot's license or ride motorcycles and play beach volleyball like this is Top Gun or something. Like stuff like that. And the Prince Charming guy will be somebody that also lets them be a girl boss and not control them, but yet takes care of them, right? And that they are the table. We've heard this before, I'm sure. So again, I know that there's a lot of douchebag guys out there. I know that. I'm talking about a guy who's attracted to women and what I'm seeing. And so these women are also, they're cutting out a big portion of all these other guys that are pretty decent dudes. And they're not ugly, they're healthy, they're in shape, they're working hard. They may not be making as much as this guy, who's Prince Charming, but like he'd probably treat you better and he would make you number one. He would prioritize you. So, and then when you have guys like this and like me who just give, and make these unhealthy, broken, unavailable women like a priority, and they're so loyal to them, and then they just betray them. It's unreal. And the amount of also excusing and justification that goes on for betrayal, or weird reasoning and logic that they use, like, well, we didn't physically have sex, but we were sexting, or we were video, using video to do it. We were expressing how much we wanted to be together. So there's all kinds of affairs. It doesn't always have to be sexual to be betrayal. This is for men and women. Understand that, right? And then also, like, well, we didn't officially become boyfriend, girlfriend yet, or we weren't officially engaged, even though you proposed, you just didn't put a ring on it. So it wasn't like we really were. Wow, that is insane. Or again, I've made a video about single moms who are back on the market and using their kids as a shield or even a weapon, and saying, well, I didn't tell you because I was afraid of how you would react, and I have kids and I need to protect them. Why are you doing fuckery like that then? That, first of all, that's not a good example. Second of all, you're putting them in danger by doing that. Lack of accountability, responsibility, and again, this gaslighting and blame shifting. It is unreal. So I go up to Nashville yesterday. Hadn't been there in a while. Like I said, I don't go out a whole lot, and I usually go stag. And but it was Saturday. I wanted to go to the temples. It's been a while that I connected with, the temples and the people there, and the deities. And then one of my favorite bars moved to a new location, and I've heard a lot of things about it. And the new location is right around the corner from another cool chill bar that I really like the bartender. So I go, and on 3 separate occasions, all married women, I mean, they're all wearing wedding bands, and 2 of them, like, they make it obvious they're married. The first one, she just spins around right as soon as I sit down next to her, and she's like, because she saw me walking in, and she's like, what's that on your, oh, they're bees? Oh, wow, you are really in good shape. And not like, like how when you test to see how muscular someone is, you actually intentionally, do that. It's like soft touching, caressing, and I'm just like, okay. And we're talking for a while, and I'm like, oh, so what are you guys up to? Her and her girlfriends. It's Nashville. 9 times out of 10, it's a tourist, and guys or girls, they're looking for, debauchery, a good time, right? Maybe they have a hall pass or open relationship, but they're looking for a good time, and that usually includes sex, right? Substances. I mean, I've seen people there like fucking do coke right at the bar. Like, and the bartenders are like, what are you thinking? Like, people think that they're a tourist, they can just do whatever the fuck they want. It's disgusting. And that's why I don't go to most of those bars, because it's like, what are you doing? So I'm having a mocktail. I don't drink on Saturdays, and so that's going on. She's like, oh, it's just a girls' weekend, we're just having fun. She's like, so where are you staying? Are you staying close by? Do you live here? One of the other women, she was with her husband, and I think her daughter and daughter's boyfriend. And when they went to, there's windows looking downtown. When they went over away, she's like, oh, I'm just going to sit at the bar. I've already seen it. As soon as they're out of earshot, she just looks right back at me. And she was already like mad dog, like laser focused on me. Now, most of the time, women don't approach me. That's probably for the best. But, for both sides. But I'm not a Prince Charming 9 or 10 out of 10, and that's okay. That's fine. But she's like mad dog, laser focused, and turns back around. She's like, oh, so you must be a regular here. She's like, are you married? Do you have kids? Is someone meeting you here? Okay. She could be asking for a friend, right? And the other women could just be friendly. It's all true, and I could be delusional. Or some people might say, well, it's the vibe you're putting out there. You're projecting what you think you deserve. That could be true too. Who knows? It's all possible. There's another possibility that they're just not good people, that they think that that's okay. I've even had it where a woman is clearly on a date with a guy, and his back's faced to me, or he's looking down at his phone, or he goes to the bathroom, and I'm not kidding. It's happened like 2 or 3 times. Girl looks, right up at me and is like mouthing, like the sensual mouthing, like, you're on a date with this guy. And it's obvious because the way they're touching or even kissing. It's crazy. It is crazy. It is, I just don't get that. And I know men do this too. But again, I'm talking from a man's perspective of what this is like, right? And that women on apps, for every 100, 1,000 people you get to like you, match with you, message you, guys get one, like me, like that are not in the Prince Charming category. Okay? That's the reality of it. And then even when you do match with them, strong possibility that it's going to be delayed, that you're actually going to make any movement with them. And and that's because they're keeping you in the back pocket, because they're holding out for a Prince Charming. It is unreal. It is so ridiculous, right? And like I said, the justifications that they use for this kind of behavior is just unreal. And this whole "you deserve better," the Prince Charming complex that's going around, it's unreal. It's yuck. Ugh. So yeah, that's what's going on. I mean, and you might say another option is, well, they have a hall pass, they have an open marriage relationship, or if it's a couple that's there together, they're looking for a third or more. Yes, that does exist, and there's no judgment. But I've even had that happen though, and that wasn't this case. I mean, there's been 3 times where the couple will either tell the bartender to, like, hey, ask him if he wants to, like, come sit with us, or slip them a note to give to me, right? Because if I'm stag, then they think, why not, right? And again, no judgment. There's no judgment, but that wasn't the case. And again, I wasn't even looking. I'm not even an active participant in the dating scene. And it's just 3 separate occasions. It was actually disappointing, frustrating, and it reinforces for guys like me, like, why even bother? Why even bother? Especially when you've had a string of, unhealthy relationships with women that did not respect you, they were not loyal to you, they did not appreciate you. They see you getting your ass kicked by life even though you're trying, and maybe you made mistakes because you think you're doing the right thing, but it's a mistake, and they decide to leave you for something better or easy and casual, because that's what they need right now, right? Or I need to find myself. But they already have somebody lined up or an idea of who they want to line up. And I'm sure men do this too. But that's how it is, folks. I mean, for a lot of us in the Western Hemisphere, in America at least, like, it's not good. And it's almost easier just to, not even bother. If someone great comes along, awesome, fantastic. But a lot of guys are just checking out. We're done. So I don't know what to say. Best of luck, I guess. Take care.